Once again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going to give everybody one more minute as they're logging on. Good morning. Once you're signing on, please remember to mute yourselves. And we're going to get started in 1 minute.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Hi,
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, thank you, everyone. We will get started now just to make sure that we're honoring everybody's time. Thank you for making the time to join us today. If you're just signing on, please make sure that you are muted. We will be recording this session. So if you know somebody that's missed it, you can let them know the recording will be available soon. Welcome. My name is Katie Lynn Santa Cruz. If those of you who are new and you don't know me, I'm the elementary school principal. Welcome to the start of another wonderful school year at Academy of the City Charter School. This is the 2023-2024 school year. Can't believe we're already about to enter the 2024 year. It's crazy. I hope you are ready to go and your children are getting ready to go for a brand new school year. We can't wait to see all the children back in the school. We miss them dearly, and we can't wait to welcome all the new students and all the kindergarten students that will be new this year. Looking forward to having everyone back in our hallways in just a few short days. Okay, without further ado, we are going to get started. Rory, please, next slide. Okay, I'm just going to take a second to read our mission and vision. Our mission at Academy of the City is that Academy of the City provides its students with the rigorous and student-centered education, values, and tools needed to succeed at the highest levels. We're committed to being an inclusive, equitable, and joyful community. Our vision is that all children realize their full potential. And actually, I just forgot one important thing. Mr. Noel, my apologies. Please, I'm going to turn this over to you so that you can discuss options for translations. Sorry, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Si necesitan traducción, por favor, llamar al 605-468-8788. En el chat, la principal, Miss Santa Cruz, acaba de poner la información. Yo estoy en la otra línea y voy a traducir simultáneamente para usted en español. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll give everybody just a few seconds to make sure that they're able to access the translation line. I've dropped it in the chat. And then we'll just start the mission and vision again so that Noel can offer translation. Noel, thumbs up when you're ready. Oh, I saw your thumbs up. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to read our mission and vision one more time. Our mission is Academy of the City provides its students with the rigorous and student-centered education, values, and tools needed to succeed at the highest levels. We are committed to being an inclusive, equitable, and joyful community. And our vision is that all children realize their full potential. Our mission and vision guides us in every decision that we make here at Academy of the City. We firmly believe in its meaning and know that when we are keeping these ideas in mind, we're creating the most enriching school experience for our students and, most importantly, your children. We're committed to creating a strong community and ensuring that our students excel to their fullest potential, both social emotionally, academically, and in all their personal interests. Our staff firmly believes in our mission and vision, and it allows us to have a strong staff retention here. This school year, we're welcoming back 97% of our staff at the elementary school level. Next slide. So many of you might be new with us, some of you are returning, but we do want to spend some time getting to know the leadership team. You'll meet us from time to time throughout the school year. Most importantly, we'll be your children's teachers, but we do want you to know the leadership team and some of our operations team members as well. So throughout this presentation, you will be meeting and getting to know some of us. Next slide, please. First up is me. For those of you who don't know me, this is my 5th year as elementary school principal. My name is Katie Lynn Santa Cruz. I've been with this school since 2013. I started as a teacher here. I've taught 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade here. I was also the assistant principal for grades 3 through 5, and now I'm the principal. I also have 3 wonderful children that I spend the very little spare time I have left to be with them and have lots of fun, and my husband. I have a 5-year-old son, Wyatt, who will actually be joining us this year in kindergarten. I have a 3-year-old daughter, Maya, and a 1-year-old son, Grayson. I'd like to introduce you to some of our APs, starting with Miss Alicia Latman. Rory, next slide, please.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Nice to see so many familiar faces and names here on the screen. I'm Alicia Latman. I'm one of the founding teachers of AoC, going all the way back to 2011 when we first opened our school. This is my 16th year in education, and before my time here at AoC, I've taught various grade levels at the elementary level, but here at our school, I started out as a teacher. I was taught kindergarten and 1st grade. I moved into taking on the role of instructional coach for a time, and now I'm in my 3rd year in leadership. I will be serving grades K through 2 again this year, and I'm so excited for a new school year. It always brings so many new things, new adventures. So very happy to be here with you all. Next up is Miss Sarah Cardillo.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see all of you here today. I am so excited to be your new assistant principal for the upper elementary grades 3 through 5. I've been in education for over 15 years and began working at Academy of the City way back in 2012. Over the years, I've taught in lower and upper grade classrooms at the elementary level. And then I also spent the last 6 years in the Learning Lab as a special education teacher working with small groups. I'm so excited for what's to come, and I know it's going to be a really, really amazing year, and I really can't wait to see all the kids in just a couple of days. And next up is Rory Quinn.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Sarah. My name is Rory Quinn. I'm the Director of Operations here. I've been in the education field for the last 10 years. This is my 4th year at Academy of the City as the Director of Operations. Prior to AoC, I taught both 4th and 5th grade science, and I worked in operations at charter schools in Harlem and Hudson Yards. When I'm not at school, I like to spend time with my family. I have a wife and 2 young children, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you guys this year. Next, I'm going to introduce a little bit of my my operations team. We're a team that's really integral to the school, so I just want to take a moment introduce them. These are people that you'll see often. So we'll start with Emmy. You just want to say hi.
Hi, I'm Emmy Oki. I'm in the operations team, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back this year and hoping to meet all of the new kids. So welcome.
Next, we'll introduce Paul Ajon.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Paul. I am part of the ops. It will be a pleasure working with all of you, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
And finally, I want to introduce Miss Sarah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm part of the operations team, and I'm really excited to connect and interact with the new families.
Awesome. So us as an operations team, our role here at the school is really to make sure the school functions smoothly so that the students are able to learn. Our job is in service of learning. We are really your first contact for families around anything that's not teaching. So we will also reach out to families when we need various forms and information. If you're newly enrolled, you've been working with Emmy to get all your forms in and working with Sarah. Paul helps a lot with our busing. We also are a good one-stop shop for you guys to get any information you need. If there's a question you have, you can reach out to us. The best way to reach out to us is through this email here, esoperations@academyofthecity.org. We are a varied team. We all have lots of different things to do. So it's best to send us an email. Someone on this team will receive that email. We all receive it, but someone on this team will respond to you with that email. But it's best to send an email so that way if someone's out or if someone's in the middle of a task, someone else can pick it up. All right. Next, we're going to move on to introduce our family support.
Sorry. Good morning. I'm so happy to see so many beautiful faces. My name is Noel Peguero, the parent coordinator. I joined Academy of the City back in 2011. I am the parents of 3 kids. Joshua, who was the first generation kindergarten here in Academy of the City, is going to college next year, hopefully NYU, as an offer. Isaac, who also is in right now in middle school. And my younger one, Rachel, who is in 2nd grade here. My wife also is a teacher. She's been here for around 10 years. And part of my my job is to serve you as a bridge between the school and families, and also offering you any service you need, immigration, any type of workshop. I'm gonna be here for you 24 hours when you need me. Thank you and welcome to our beautiful family.
Okay, and now I'm going to have Sarah Cordillo just introduce one of the members of our team who couldn't join us today. Sarah.
Hi, so I want to introduce you to Miss Carrie Fabrizi. She's our special education coordinator here at the school. She's been in education for 24 years and has been the special education coordinator for the past 7 years. She oversees our special education at-risk and English language learner programs. Next slide, please. AoC offers a variety of support services for children both inside and outside the classroom. In AoC's Learning Lab, certified teachers offer academic support in SETs, at risk in both ELA and math. The Learning Lab also provides support in language acquisition for students who are learning English as a second language. In addition to the Learning Lab, AoC also has ICT classrooms, one in kindergarten and one in 1st grade, where there are 2 lead teachers, one general education and one special education teacher co-teaching in the same classroom. AoC also offers speech, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And next up is Mr. Enriquez, who does our tech.
Hello, guys. Good morning. It's good to see you all. I'm excited to start a new year. I'm John, the technology coordinator, as Ms. Cordillo mentioned. And part of my role here is to make sure tech works inside the classroom. In terms of tech, from K to 1st, we have iPads. 2 to 5th grade, we use Chromebooks. And we also have a program to make sure devices are being used responsibly. So, we have YouTube filtering to make sure, learning is actually happening instead of, going to, other websites. I also help staff with their tech needs, and also I help parents with Google Classroom and, things of that nature. And you can reach us at tech@academyofthecity.org. Thank you.
Next slide, Rory. Okay, now I'd love to turn it over to one of our PCO presidents, Mr. Garcia.
Well, good morning. How's everybody doing? It's a pleasure to be a part of the team. I look forward to really working with each and one of you and trying to make this a very productive year and help, as always, grow and continue the growth that I've seen the school have. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, do you want to just introduce the names on the team?
I don't have all the names of the team just yet.
Okay.
Most of them are on vacation. I've been reaching out to every single one of them. A lot of them are going to be back September 5th.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now that you've been introduced to our leadership team, we're actually going to now give you a snapshot into a classroom life. If you've been here before, some of this will look familiar, but we will also be going over some changes to the school year. And so without further ado, here's a peek into classroom life at Academy of the City.
Okay, so up on the screen, you'll see, some pictures of typical classroom setups that you'll see here across the grade levels. Our classrooms are really set up for collaborative and explorative learning. K through 1 students are sitting at tables, and 2nd through 5th grade classes have individual desks that are usually placed in clusters or different arrangements that work towards a collaborative environment for each of the classroom communities. All classrooms K through 5 have a meeting area set up specifically for something we call morning meeting, which is part of responsive classroom. And that takes place at the start of every day for every classroom across the school. 8:30 to 9 o'clock is morning meeting. Any classroom you walk into. It's also really a place for students to sit for read aloud, to gather as a group for mini lessons, lesson introductions, or even it just adds some more flexible seating options for our students, so they're not just sitting at their desks or tables all day long. They may take work on a clipboard to go work on the rug. It's really very flexible. Another addition that came last year to each of our classrooms, along with our new math curriculum, is Number Corner. So that's another section in each room that's set up similarly to the meeting area, but specifically for what is essentially a math meeting. And that math meeting really is a skill building program that revolves around the classroom calendar and provides daily practice with the mathematical concepts being taught at each level. Our classrooms are also stocked with student supplies, learning materials, and manipulatives, everything all set up for easy student access. We really want to promote independence within the learning environments here. Classes also have curated classroom libraries where students can go book shopping for their independent reading books. And really, our teachers work really hard to set up classrooms to be bright, happy spaces for our students to thrive in. A really substantial part of our student and teacher lives are happening in these rooms, and the goal is for everyone to feel comfortable and welcomed and empowered in each of their environments. Next slide, please. So here, we'll take a look at some sample schedules. This is the lower grade sample schedule for K through 2nd. We really are working with a brand new school schedule this year for all of the grade levels. So with the adoption of our new math curriculum last year, and now we have a new ELA curriculum this year, both that we're very, very proud of and excited to start using, we really had to examine ways to optimize our time in the day in order to fit everything in while not being overwhelming for teachers or students. So we worked to be able to design a 6-day rotating schedule, which is different. Our schedules used to be Monday through Friday, and now it really is a 6-day rotating schedule. Each day is a letter day, so you'll see A day, B day, and so forth. So not all Mondays will always be an A day. Not all Wednesdays will always be a C day. It will be in a constant rotation. The main benefit to doing this is that not only are we maximizing our instructional time, but also our specials, while for the first time being able to offer every classroom a predictable daily schedule. You can see here up on the screen that while the special may change each day, specials are at the same time every day. Reading is at the same time every day. Math is happening at the same time every day. Predictable schedules and routines are so key in an elementary school, and we're really happy that we were able to design a school-wide schedule that gives that consistency to students and teachers. Every day across the school, like I mentioned a little earlier, begins with morning meeting. Students greet each other, look at the day's schedule, and really set the tone for the day. The content areas for K through 2 are, you'll see foundations, which is really our phonics period, readers workshop, writers workshop, math, number corner, social studies. You also see in there something called My View Small Group, which is an extension of our reading curriculum, which is My View. But it's an additional half hour of reading instruction that is really rooted in small group work and literacy centers. And with this new schedule, we're able to offer that small group instruction every day now. For specials, all classes have a regularly scheduled 45-minute special period, art, music, library, and that will change depending on the day. But additionally, another change we have here is that all grade levels will have 2 additional half hours of PE added into the 6-day schedule, which is really important. We want our kids to be able to be moving around, getting all of that in. Grades 1 through 5 also have an additional half hour special assigned to them, depending on the grade level. So for example, this happens to be, I believe, a first grade schedule, and first grade's extra special is library. So you'll see an additional period of library worked into the day. Across the school, lunch and recess really happen back to back. Some grades will have lunch first, while others will have recess, but 25 minutes are allotted for each. And although not explicitly listed on the schedule, there is a snack time that is worked in. It will be different depending on the class. K through 2 classes will typically have snack later on in the afternoon since their lunch is earlier in the day, but it's also a working period. So that's really, the main highlights here. And I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Cardillo so she can talk through some of the highlights of the schedule for the upper grades.
Hi. So the upper grade schedule is very similar to the lower grade schedule. The schedule is consistent day to day, just like in the lower grades. Specials at the same time each day, except when students have more than one special in a day. And as Ms. Latman mentioned, all students have PE 3 times within the 6-day cycle, in addition to the other specials: art, music, science, library, tech, and Spanish. As Ms. Latman mentioned, lunch and recess happen back to back. Some grades will have lunch first, while others have recess first, and there's 25 minutes allotted for each. And like the younger grades, all children in grades 3 through 5, as well as in the whole school, have a snack period. The snack time may vary class to class, but is usually offered during the longest stretch between lunch and the rest of the day. And like in grades K through 2, all students begin each day with morning meeting and a community building activity, which really helps set a positive tone for the day. It really kind of allows students the opportunity to come in and refresh and to feel a sense of belonging and a sense of community within their classroom and within the school. Content areas throughout the day are reading, literacy centers, writing, math, number corner, and social studies. One change from the upper grades to the lower grades is that upper grades also have novel study, which is an extension of our literacy program and allows students, all students in a class, to read and tackle the same novel together. And just like they're doing in their regular reading period, where they're working on analytical and comprehension skills, they're doing it with a novel, and they're really building their love of reading and their joy of reading through a variety of novels that are really engaging for students at that age. Last year, we added our new robust math program, Bridges, and as Ms. Latman mentioned, this year we've added My View as a school-wide ELA program. It encompasses reading, writing, and small group instruction. You'll notice, just like in the lower grades, there is a centers period that's primarily going to be used for literacy centers. And with the My View small group instruction, it allows teachers to really individualize instruction to target student needs and to give them either the support or the enrichment that they would thrive on to be successful in the classroom. And just like in the lower grades, they have math and number corner. Throughout the day, it is interwoven with opportunities to work independently, to strengthen those kind of individual skills, as well as collaboratively, where they can really kind of cooperate with one another and learn how to work within a group. And next up is Rory with meals and recess.
Hi, guys. I'll talk to you a little bit about the meals and recess period. We have a dedicated breakfast period. Breakfast takes place in the classroom from 8 a.m. till 8:20. Students have a choice of eating a breakfast at home, or you can pick up a breakfast here at school. We are a school foods DOE school food school, which means that our menu is exactly the same as would be in a normal DOE building. We have a kitchen on site. They create the breakfast there and they package it. Breakfast in the morning is a grab and go to be had in the classroom. So it's generally a cold breakfast that the kids will pick up and bring to their classroom. For lunch and recess, we dedicate a whole hour to that. So students will have 30-minute lunch period either before or after a recess period. So some classes may have lunch first and then recess immediately. Some classes may have recess first and then lunch immediately afterwards. Similarly to breakfast, we have a hot lunch provided here by the DOE. Students always have the choice to bring a lunch from home or to pick up a hot lunch from the cafeteria. All right. During inclement weather, recess will be held indoors. We do have specific outdoor recess spaces. We have one for the upper grades and one for the lower grades. When it's wet outside or if there's snow or something, we'll move recess inside. We'll split the gym and use some gym and some classes will be in classrooms. All right. We do have a snack period here. There's a little bit of a change. If you're a returning family, there's a little bit of a change this year, which I want to highlight. The first thing is snack time is held in classrooms, and it's a working period, which means the kids will continue to do things while they're having snack. But this year, students must bring their own snack from home. The school will not be providing a snack for them. So that's a little bit of a change from last year. So if you're a returning family, take note of that. You must send your kid with a snack every day to school. All right. Next thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is school safety and sort of the climate. If you're a returning family, you know this, it's a refresher. If you're a new family, it's new information. But we have a certified security guard who's on site at the main entrance from 8 to 4 p.m. That person will be checking everybody in. Anyone who comes in has to be checked in through them, and they're sort of monitoring the school. We have a certified DOE provided nurse on site. The nurse's office is right next to the main office. So if there are any issues, she also takes care of any sort of the medical concerns or situations that the students have, things like medicines they need to get. She's there for that. Okay. We have multiple staff, multiple teachers and staff members who are CPR and AED certified. We also run drills where we go through those protocols, so that's really good. We have multiple cameras, 33 to be exact. They're located within the school and outside the school building, and those are constantly monitored by the security guard. So we have a good handle of what's happening in and around the school. All exits are locked and alarmed, so a student cannot go out and exit without an alarm going off, and all the exits are alarmed, so no one can come in that's not supposed to. And then beginning in September, the school runs drills for all of these things. So we do fire drills, we do shelter in place drills, we do lockdown drills, and we do code blue drills, which are code blue is specifically around if someone's having a heart issue and you need to provide CPR. So we do those drills multiple times throughout the year with the students and with the teachers so that we're a well-drilled and safe school. Next, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the arrival and dismissal details. Student arrival this year is going to be from 8 o'clock to 8:20. Students will be marked tardy if they come in after 8:20. All students will enter through the main entrance on 60th Street. There's 4 doors there. That's where the security guard will be. Those doors will be open. The kids will pick up breakfast and go in. If you're a busing kid, the busing entrance is a little bit different. It'll be around the back, but that's a whole different conversation. Student dismissal this year is a little bit of a change again. The student dismissal will be from 3:45 until 4 p.m. The one thing I really want to highlight here is we're actually, with all the protocols and stuff from COVID being removed, we're actually going to do dismissal in classrooms, which means parents are going to come into the school and go to their students' classroom to pick up their kids. We're really excited about doing this. This is something we did before COVID. It provides an opportunity for families to see the classrooms and to talk to the teachers real quickly and to grab the kids and sort of be involved and get the community a little bit closer into the school. Bus loading will occur a little bit later this year. Also, bus loading will start at 3:40 to 3:50, and the buses will go to their designated stops.
Hi, good morning. My name is Charles Quinn. I'm the Dean of School Culture at the school. I've been in elementary education for over 25 years. As the school dean, I like to help kids navigate the school and make sure they can make good friends, make good choices and everything, and remind them of those values that you teach at home and we teach here. So it's been a pleasure being at the school. I've been here for 11 years and I enjoy it very much. Okay, next slide, please. Ms. Sitchell is not here, but she's our school counselor. Born and raised in Long Island. She received a BA in psychology from Long Island University. She's been doing this at the school for 4 years. She enjoys working as a dance instructor. I think she's going to have one of our clubs, which is be very, very good. She meets regularly with students who have mandated counseling needs and has an on-need basis as parents' formal requests. And she has the joy and passion of working with kids and children at our school, and she does a very good job of it. Next slide, please. Busing. Now, busing, we will be on the DOE schedule, so we will have busing on September 7th. So the first day of school, we will have busing, either to the school and from the school. More information, OPT, Office of Pupil Transportation, we will get that as soon as they release it to us. You please complete your busing request forms, and you get the busing request forms from the front office on the first day of school. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we are bringing back 2 programs to the school. Newly introduced last year was our early drop-off program. Because we found that there was a need for families to be able to drop their children off just a little bit earlier. And so we'll be continuing that this year. There will be information coming out soon for you to register. The program will begin earlier this year. We'll start it the second week of school, September 11th. It is facilitated by the Academy of the City staff, so our own teachers are facilitating that program. It runs from 7:30 to 8 a.m. There is opportunities for some homework help, and they also do a lot of fun creative activities. There is a monthly fee of $80, and like I said, there will be information to follow for registration probably in the next week or so. I'm proud to introduce that we are going to partner with Woodside on the Move as our sole after-school program this school year. I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Carmen, and she will be able to talk a little bit more about the program and the changes that will be in place for this school year. Carmen? If you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone is well. So those of you who were with us last year for the kind of ending of the year, welcome back. For those of you who haven't, I want to introduce our program. Our program will begin September 11th as well. The hours for our after-school program will be 3:45 to 6 p.m. So we're picking those kids up right from their classrooms and they're going right into after school. So you do not have to worry about coming in and ensuring that your child is going from one program to the other. Some of the activities that we will offer, but not limited to, would be homework, of course. We will be providing a snack. We will have arts and crafts, arts and culture. We will have some social recreation. I was told that a lot of the parents are interested in chess for their students. So we are looking to bring in chess and create some type of a club for that. We also are doing creative writing. We will be conducting some STEAM activities. And all this will be conducted through our group leaders. Our group leaders will be responsible, of course, for the group, along with some specialists. Our specialists will focus and zoom in on just a certain activity. For instance, we'll have an arts and crafts specialist or a sports specialist. So they'll be conducting those activities with the students alongside with the group leaders who will be assisting them however we need to. For early dismissal, as I mentioned, the program is from 3:45 to 6. We will conduct about a half hour of early dismissal. We know that it's a long time for the children to be in school. So we do want to work with you, especially with our younger students. So we will offer an early dismissal from 4:30 to 5 p.m. every day. We do ask that we're notified ahead of time so we can have the children ready, but I know sometimes things happen. So we just ask for an email and you'll get all this information, of course, through the school, along with the registration packet. We'll also be conducting services on half-a-days. So you don't have to worry about picking up your children early. However, our fee for this after-school program will be $200 a month. And of course, this is during the beginning of the month, but we can work some things out if need be. Registration for the program would begin on August 29th and run through the 31st of August. I ask that this be in person, especially for new parents, because we want to make sure that the applications are completed correctly. There's no pages missing. There's no supporting documents missing. And then, of course, having that one person assigned to collecting fees. If by any chance you cannot do in person, I ask that you just send an email and we'll set up a time for you to do the registration online to ensure that we get all the documents back on time. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I'm gonna talk just a little bit more. We will resume after the 31st registration for any parents interested, the first week of school, which will be, the first week of after school, which will be September 11th. So we will continue to have open registration for parents who might want to wait to maybe October or November, whatever time frame works for you. We will have registration open at all times. Our staff will be CPR and AED certified, if not already. And some other activities or programs that I am looking to join that we did for the summer program was Taekwondo. So these classes will be held during after school time and in the building. Anyone that offers these classes, any outside organizations or businesses, they do run a background check on them. So they're all cleared to work with children. Another program I'm looking to bring in is basic ballet for some of our students and hip hop dance. So again, I'll have more information once I get more contact with the businesses that are looking to offer these classes to you. I think that's kind of it for me. Oh, regular dismissal begins at 5:30. So if you don't pick up your child before 5, we ask that you wait till 5:30 because coming in and out kind of get a little bit hectic in the front. We want to make sure that the front is clear for emergency purposes. So regular dismissal will then resume at 5:30 till 6 p.m. If you are running late, please, I'm sorry for the noise in the background. I ask that you please just contact us and let us know I'm running a few minutes late, 5-10 minutes late. There will be a fee for late pickup if we are not notified. If we are notified, I can give a pass, but if we're not notified, we will be charging for a late pickup only because our staff are assigned to a certain time frame. So we just ask that you please communicate. You will be given a cell phone number to communicate and an email that you'll be able to communicate, and somebody will be able to answer you as soon as possible. I think that is it for me, and I'm so excited. Just a quick background about me. I have been in the youth development field for over 27 years now. So that's about half of my life. And I love working with communities. I love working with children. I love working with families. And I hope that we build a great relationship to continue the relationship with the Academy of City Charter School. And thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Carmen.
Okay, so AoC does have a uniform policy. Most of you probably already know this. The uniform policy serves as a community equalizer, and it also allows our students to have a sense of pride in our school. For the uniform, students can wear any solid color polo with the Academy of the City patch. Patches are available in the office for purchase. Navy or black pants. So there's a small change. It used to just be navy pants. We know navy pants can be hard to find sometimes, so we're also adding black pants or shorts or skirt or jumpers. Navy sweaters with no hoods, cardigans, if they're cold, they can wear a navy sweater as long as it doesn't have a hood on it. And students are to wear shoes, boots, or sneakers, but please no Crocs or sandals or flip-flops. They just make it really hard for students to run around in, and they can trip more easily, and they don't protect the feet quite as well. As I mentioned, you can buy patches from the elementary school main office. Debit or credit card is preferred. And many local stores do sell the items needed for the uniform, but you can also visit www.idealuniform.com/AOCES. And please be sure to label all clothing because items do sometimes get misplaced. And if it's labeled, then we can return it to the proper owner. Thank you.
Awesome. Hi, guys. I want to talk to you a little bit about the communication streams and how you could get in touch with the school. This is a really important thing for you guys to follow because we have sort of these protocols in place, and it helps you get an answer faster, okay? So anytime you have anything around school absences or general school information, not related to teaching, operations is really your first stop. Again, the best way to reach operations is esoperations@academyofthecity.org. That means if you know you're going to be absent tomorrow because the kid's sick tonight, you can send us an email at any time of day. We will get it when we come in, and then we can make notices there. Anything around grades or workload or extensions to deadlines for classroom stuff, for assignments or homework help or anything like that, your first touch point will be with the teachers, all right, your student's teacher. The teachers will be providing their emails as well as giving you access to the Google Classrooms that they set up when they return next week. So we don't have their emails right now, but you will absolutely get that from them once they come in. So you will know exactly how to get a hold of your teacher, all right? If you're having some issue or something that the teacher can't help you with, or something that goes along with the grades, after speaking to your teacher, the next thing you would do is reach out to the assistant principals. The assistant principals are in charge of specific grade bands, as you know. So if your student is in kindergarten through second grade, you'd reach out to Miss Latman. Her email is there. Or if your student is in third grade through fifth grade, you'd reach out to Miss Cardillo, and her email is there. If they can't help solve the issue, it would escalate then to our principal, Miss Katie Lynn Santa Cruz. Her email is there. So your first, if anything related to teaching, your first thing would go to the teacher, then you would go to the assistant principal, and then finally it would go to the principal, all right? Anything that's sort of a behavior or conduct issue goes through Mr. Charles Quinn. His email is there. I know it gets a little confusing because I'm a Mr. Quinn as well, but Mr. Charles Quinn is the dean. He's responsible for the behavior and conduct. If you want to request your student to see the school counselor, or if you have a question about counseling for the IEPs, or you just want your student to have somebody to talk to, Miss Priscilla Sitchell, our school counselor, is the one who you'd contact to start that process. Her email is there as well. Parent concerns or any other sort of not academic need, Mr. Noel Pagero, who's doing the translation right now, he's a really great resource as well. He's in the same office as the ops team, so he works really closely with us, but he's another really excellent resource. So that would be another person if you have something that's non-academic, or you have something that's not related to school information, or you have a parent concern or some other parent question, all right? Anything related to the PCO, or if you have a question about the PCO or what a PCO event is or when they're occurring, the PCO board is the best contact to reach out to. The email for the PCO is there. You introduced to Mr. Caesar this morning. He's the one who's the president of the PCO, so he'll be probably responding to some. They'll have some other people who will respond, but that's the best way to get a hold of the PCO. And finally, any technology needs, and that can be if you're having trouble logging onto PowerSchool, which is our student information system to see grades, or if you're having issues with Google Classroom, or if you have issues with another program that your students are using at home that the school is offering. That's when you'd reach out to Mr. John Henriquez, our tech aide. And again, that email is tech@academyofthecity.org. So this is a really important thing. Again, we'll post this post the slides on our website, but this is a really good one to maybe take a picture of or to maybe keep on your fridge so that you know the correct channels to sort of get information quickest.
We're really excited to be able to offer a curriculum night in person this year. Curriculum night is a great way for you to get to know your child's teachers and to become more acquainted with your child's classroom. Here you'll find out about your child, what your child will be learning throughout the year, and you'll become more familiar with your child's day-to-day here at Academy of the City. We'll be hosting an in-person event in your child's classroom on Wednesday, September 20th. And specialists will be offering a curriculum night the following night, Thursday, September 21st via Zoom. Here you'll learn more about art, music, science, Spanish, physical education, and library tech. Both events are at 5 p.m. and you'll receive more information from your child's classroom teacher. Next slide, please. And another way that you can get to know what's going on in the world of your child at AoC is through parent-teacher conferences. We have parent-teacher conferences twice a year. During these conferences, you'll find out about how your child is doing in school, what they're learning, and the progress they are making. Our first conferences will be on October 19th and October 20th. Both of these days will be half days for students, and conferences will be offered throughout the afternoon. Sign up will be available soon. You'll get more information from your child's teacher, and there will be sign up options available on the school's website. Next slide, please. AoC also has half days throughout the year. Usually they're once a month during conferences. Sometimes they can be twice in a month. They're noted on our calendar. Our first day of school, September 7th, will be a half day. On half days, our hours are from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Students still receive lunch on half days, and busing will always occur on half days.
We are bringing back one of our traditions. We did this last year, and it was a wonderful way for your students to kind of see their classroom before the school year actually starts and get to see their teacher. It kind of helps eliminate some of the nervousness they might be feeling. So we do encourage you to mark this on your calendars. It's our student and family welcome. The day before school on Wednesday, September 6th, we invite all families to come in with their child, see the classroom that you're assigned to, and also drop off the school supplies. The school supplies are a lot, so it's easier to bring them on this day versus the first day when there's a lot going on. When you come, you'll meet the teacher. There might be a small activity for your child to do. It's meant to be a short visit, and it really is meant to help your child feel great about starting the new school year. So we do encourage you to come, and we really can't wait to see you all that day. Next slide.
And I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about some important first day of school information. Okay, so the first day of school is Thursday, September 7th. It will be a half day. That again, we just heard is from 8 until 12. Dismissal will occur at 11:45 to 11:55. Breakfast and lunch will be served, and busing will occur. Okay, so arrival information, the doors will open at 8 a.m. Again, this is all sort of a reminder. It is helpful for new students and for returning students to come with sort of a name tag with their class name and with their name and their class number. It helps us, we have people stationed throughout the building as the kids arrive. It helps us sort of guide them to where they go, particularly if they're new and they've never been to the school before. So if you put that on there, stick that on them when they come, it can really help the first week get them into school properly until they sort of get to the routine down. We will allow one parent per child to escort their child to the classroom for the first 2 days of school, and that's for the first 2 days of school only. And that's really, again, it's meant for new families and for new kids mostly, or kids who need a little extra help to get to the classroom because they're having they have some anxiety around coming to school for the first time. So only one parent can come in though, all right? So one parent can come with the kid for just the first 2 days of school. Dismissal information again for the first day. The doors for dismissal will open at 11:45 a.m. Students will be dismissed from their classrooms. We're going to have 3 separate entrances opening. We'll have one for the kindergarten in the kindergarten area. We'll have one in the main entrance, and then we'll have one on the corner of 31st and 60th Street. So you can enter in through one of those and then go to the entrances closest to your kid's classroom, and then go to their classroom to pick them up. We will be sending out a map with a sort of a coordination of where those dismissal entrances will be. So there'll be more information coming shortly. And one thing I did want to also say about busing is that this is the first year that we've actually completely aligned with the DOE schedule. So we're starting on September 7th, which is the exact same day that the DOE is. The busing is controlled by the DOE. We still have not received what's called the riderships yet, so we don't know the routes currently. If you're a returning student, the routes are probably going to be similar. If you're a new student who needs to request busing, then we don't have any information on that yet. So we will we'll get that information out to you as soon as we know. But understand that busing, because it's the first day, the busing may be a little bit delayed depending on when they release the riderships. Okay, so we'll keep you informed on all that, but I just wanted to flag that for everybody. Okay.
Rory, I also just want to make a note. We are changing the bus directions in the morning in terms of where they enter into the school. We know that there was a lot of buildup of traffic during the start of the day. So we're moving bus drop off to the back of the building, and there'll be staff member there helping students get off the bus just like we did. But we really are hoping that that allows traffic to move freely so that buses aren't pulling off to the side and kind of holding up traffic that way. We do ask, though, that you not double park while you're letting children out in the mornings. That backs up the traffic even more, and then it makes families unable to get to the school on time. So please make sure that you're pulling off to the side and then you're letting your student out, and then bringing them to the front entrance. Again, we really need your support and cooperation for this. It is very challenging for us to have a staff member directing traffic. It's more important for us to be in the building supervising children. So your participation and cooperation with these guidelines really makes the morning arrival as smooth as possible. But we do hope the changing of the bus route drop-off will alleviate some of the extra holdup. So that's another change for this school year. Next slide, Rory. Okay, that is the end of our very long participation. Again, thank you so much for spending the time. This is important information. Before we get to questions, and I'll go over how we'll do that in 1 second. Please keep an eye out on our newsletter. We will send out newsletters every week, all throughout the year. That is where we send all of our information aside from your child's Google Classroom. Please be reading through that information letter every single week. I know it can be lengthy, but it really does keep you up to date with the most important information, especially if there's changes to anything that we're doing. There will be a calendar change. DOE has recently updated their spring break, so we had to do the same. Please be on the lookout for the new calendar coming in this week's upcoming newsletter, and please make a note of the changes. Class lists, I'm sure, is a big question on everybody's minds. Those will be released early next week, so please keep an eye out in your emails for those lists. Make sure that you are putting your child's name on every single item of clothing and water bottles and lunch bags, and also their supplies. We cannot stress that enough. Children are still learning to remember their things, and when they have names, we can get those items back quicker to your child. And I think that's all the information I have. So Rory, will you please stop sharing the presentation? And then the way that we will do this is, if you do have a question, you may just hit on the bottom part of your screen where it says reaction. You can raise your hand, but please mute it until we close. Please stay muted. Stay muted, please, until we call your name so that we can answer your question. And we're going to do our best to say your names correctly. So apologies if we do get it wrong. We're still getting to know some of you. So I have one question already. Ms. Soria, yes. Ms. Soria?
Oh, sorry about that.
No
So anything about after school?
Yes, we had our after school coordinator on before. Are you joining us late?
I may have missed it when I went to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes, we had our after-school coordinator on. I'm not sure if she's still here. I don't mind having her just run through maybe just the program and a few details. Carmen, are you still here? You don't have to do as lengthy, but Tiffany, please review the presentation when we put it out. There's more detail in the beginning part, but I do want you to hear some of the details now, okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome. So just the quick details. We will operate Monday through Friday, 3:45 to 6 p.m. The monthly fee will be $200. We will also operate on half a days as well. And registration will begin August 29th until we are at capacity.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next person I have Miss Quiles Reyes.
Yeah, hi, thank you. I know that you said on the busing paperwork will be available on the first day of school, but how that doesn't make sense since busing is supposed to take place early in the morning. How do we know? And if we've already been taking the bus up until this point, are we automatically on the bus again?
That's a great question. All of this cues off of the ridership from the DOE, which they still have not released yet. If we had that, you would have the information for registration now and we would know the routes. We still don't have that information yet. Once we have that, we'll put that out to you as soon as possible. We will be releasing the bus request forms digitally also, but we'll always have paper copies there. But until we have the ridership, there's not a ton that we can tell you because the routes aren't there. What I can say is, from year over year, if you did take the bus last year, your route is probably going to be very similar. As kids age though, the distance for busing changes, so the qualifications change. That again is all the information that we will get when the ridership's released. So if you're somewhat like in busing ends in 6th grade, so after that they phase out, there are various steps for the distance of school that kids would qualify for in elementary school, but we'll know all of that once the ridership is released. We don't have a timeline for that yet, unfortunately. We were hoping to have it by now, but once they release that, we'll move forward, okay?
Rory, can you just clarify for parents who have had their children take the bus like last school year, is there new paperwork that needs to be filled out, or if they've already taken the bus, there's nothing to do?
Here's what I'm going to do. Paul's on our call now. I'm going to have Paul, if you just want to speak briefly about this, so that parents are a little bit more understanding of it, okay?
Sure, absolutely. So for parents who are already, their kids have taken the bus already, it's going to be, as long as the ridership doesn't change, which I expect it won't, it's going to be a continuation. Routes have normally not changed much. What does change is the schedule. So route information for existing kids, for existing students in the elementary school, more than likely 99% it's not going to change. So your stop will remain the same. The schedule may change a little bit, but like I said, the schedule, like Rory said, the schedule hasn't been released yet, so we can't give you that information. But if your children were taking the bus already, it's just going to be like you're going to put them on in the morning. Once we release the schedule to everybody, it's going to be almost the same thing. It's going to be a continuation. If there is any, and that's the thing, it's a little tricky. Even though the routes will not change, the schedules may change a little bit, and we will share the schedule information with you once we get it. But on the first day of school, when there is busing, you will be able to put your children on the bus in the morning if you'd like. Your children will definitely be taking the bus, in the afternoon. Well, technically in the morning because we're having a half a day that day. So your students, your children will be able to, ride the bus like normal, like they did, last year on half days. Okay. With respects to new students that are coming in, you have to come and speak to me. Only because I have to assign a stop for you. I can't give you any scheduled information, like I said, but you're still going to have to come and talk to me one time before the first day of school. So I know it sounds a little tricky, but I was hoping that we would be able to have this ridership information. That way you can, talk to me, between now and the day that school starts. Okay. There is one other thing I wanted to mention for parents who had their children in the after school last year. If your children were in the after school for the most part and took the bus every now and then, I would like it if you gave me a call or gave the front office a call before the first day of school to let us know that you want your children on the bus. I don't want to assume that because there's no after school, I'm just going to put your kids on the bus. If your child was in after school, more than 3 days a week, I would appreciate a call from you just to let me know that you would like your children on the bus. If your children took the bus all week, it's going to be a continuation. We're just going to put your kids on the bus. I hope that's clear. If not, we will talk again. I know it's a lot of information.
Paul, just one last thing. I just
Sure.
want to make sure that this question gets answered. So if they are a returning student, do they have to fill out a new paper for bus or do they not?
Do not. You
Thank
do
you.
not. If your child took the bus regularly last year, it's going to be a continuation. There's no need. The only thing you're going to do, you're going to contact us if you do not want your kids on the bus. Otherwise, it's going to be a clean transition. So no need to fill anything out. Only incoming parents, new parents that are coming in, will have to fill out a form.
Great, thank you. Okay, next person I have as labeled with a question. The title is Sonam's iPhone.
Good morning, teachers.
Good morning.
I have one question. Does the year running the boys and girls after school?
We are not partnering with Boys and Girls After School. We will be partnering with Woodside on the Move only this year. They have the ability to meet the capacity that we need.
Oh, so boys and girls no more this year, right?
Not this year, correct.
Thank you so much, Miss.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, next question I have with a hand raised. Jenny?
Hi, thank you all so much for this information. It's been very helpful. My question was about school supply drop-off. Is there a time outside of that family student welcome where we could just drop off supplies? So if we can't make it that day in time?
That day, you're more than welcome to drop off. Earlier than that, I wouldn't because teachers are still busy getting their rooms prepared. And if they don't have a way of getting the supplies in, but if you use that day, you can drop off. Otherwise, you're free to drop off in the morning of the first day or anywhere along the day and before and after of the first week of school and the second week. They really start digging into supplies in the second week of school.
Okay, so if we just bring it into the teacher, like at the end of the day, that's fine as well.
That's perfectly fine, yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Forbes?
I guess good morning, everyone. My name is Craig. I guess I had two really quick questions. One is your COVID protocols changing outside of the dismissal at all this year? Should there be any flare-ups? And I guess my other question is, I noticed that you have small groups and various seating arrangements within the classrooms, but I'm just curious, how do you personalize the learning experience for your students with respect to the early grades? And do you take into account different learning styles or adjust the pace, or is that just based on the teacher's teaching style?
Okay, I will let Rory answer the first question around COVID protocols.
So we follow the DOE protocols for COVID right now. There has been no change to the DOE COVID protocols from the end of last year. So that's what we're operating with right now. If that changes because there are flare-ups and the DOE changes their policy, we will be following that policy. But as of right now, there's no change from the end of last year, okay? That means that we can have people in the classrooms, we can do dismissal inside, we can do all of our concerts, we can do all of the gathering things like that, okay?
Okay, and Ms. Latman, can you just kind of address his other question, please?
Sure. So we do have a lot of small group opportunities worked in throughout instruction and all subject areas really. But aside from that, when we have whole group lessons really are designed with different differentiation tactics in mind when teachers are lesson planning. So there's always a variety of learning activities. There's task modification. Our teachers work really hard at that. And then in addition, if there's, students who need additional support outside of the differentiation that's offered within the classroom, we also have our at-risk program as well. Differentiation, I think a lot of people think of as students who need extra help, but it's really just to cater towards all the various learning styles that you may have in a classroom. And that could be students who need some extra enrichment, some students who are more visual learners, auditory learners, students who work better with pairing like physicality with their learning, working in kinesthetic learning as well. So it really, our teachers work hard at like the whole spectrum of differentiation.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. Next question is Doralba David. Oh, I think that disappeared. Okay, next question, Samantha Zamat. One last time before I move on. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Oh, so sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Sorry. My question is, so for the first 2 days of school, so the dismissal will be at 11:45, correct? So just those first 2 days?
No, first day only will be a half day. Second day of school will be a full day of school.
Okay, and for the busing service, does somebody necessarily have to be at the pickup location, or or if, let's just say I write a letter saying, I have somebody at home, but it's an old elderly person who's not able to go up and down, if they can just go upstairs, on their own.
I think my understanding, and Rory, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is there has to be someone present or the bus provider will not allow them to get off the bus for safety reasons.
So somebody does have to be there.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and what else was I going to ask? So I've heard from other parents previously. So my girls will be starting this year, so I'm not too familiarized in regards to the workload of homework. Is there a lot of, if there's a lot of homework that's provided? If so, if there's so they're going to 5th grade.
Right.
So I'm not sure how much is the workload, again, of the homework, if it's a lot versus, they get to do some in school, class before they leave.
Right. So homework, we are an extended day, so we do keep homework on a more minimum standard because we run fully 8 hours, so 8 to 4. Sometimes during pack up, especially in the older grades, they can have some time to get started on our homework. In terms of homework number of minutes, we do follow a criteria for all grades, but every child is different. If you're noticing something is not right for your child, let's say it's becoming more of a work burden or something is not going well, you should speak with your teacher directly, and also if needed, one of the support providers or the special education coordinator or Ms. Latman, depending on your child and what your child needs, because there can be adjustments made, and that becomes more of an individual basis. So my advice to you is, let's see how the first couple of weeks of homework go, and then I would reach out to the teacher, but we do keep it more on the minimum side.
Okay, good. My last question is in regards to the patches. We would have to go in person to pick those up, correct?
Correct.
And that's any time during the summer hours, we can just go pick them up and.
Yep, 8 to 4, we're here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, I have next April.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. I would just double to check with the school supplies. Was it the same school supplies that we got from the email last year?
The email that we have, so you should be checking the list that has been in the newsletter all summer. It's also on our website. Mostly everything is the same. There may be 1 or 2 items that are different. Teachers sometimes alter based on the need of the classroom. So let's say 1 year they don't use as much, let's say crayons, they might not ask for crayons. They really just try to make sure they're asking for exactly what they need. So visit our website and also be on the lookout for our newsletter.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, next I have Sandra.
Unmute Sandra, please.
Speak. There you go.
Can you hear me now? Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Actually, one of my questions was just answered because I did come into the video late. My question was regarding the morning drop-off, but my mommy friend there actually said yes, she answered that. But I did have another question. Will the new after-school program provide more help for the students as far as like homework? Because back when they were with the Boys and Girls Club, I think it was like 1 aide per classroom. And I was under the assumption that they were going to get a little bit more help. So I'm just curious to know about that. Because, you know, the kids do homework among themselves. And then if I don't ask him, hey, who helped you? Or if I don't actually look into the homework, then I can't tell if he did it. You know, I wouldn't be able to know unless I actually check.
Go ahead, Carmen.
Yes. So we do allocate at least 45 minutes of homework. If I would ask that if you see your child is not completing as much as you anticipate them to, just communicate that with us. I don't want to take away additional activities from them, especially those that they really want to be a part of, but I can create a group where they're just really focusing on homework. But I just ask that you communicate that with us. So we do make sure that we get their homework sheets if they get it from the teacher, so that we're on top of what it is that they have to do. Because some kids will say, well, I don't have homework. I only have one. Is only doing one. So we do try to communicate with the teachers to also get what they want the kids to do on a weekly basis so that we're on top of them. If it's the same grade and same classroom, it's easy because then we just make sure we're all conducting the same homework at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Only because you can tell when the kids do it amongst themselves as opposed to if they're getting, you know, help from an actual aide in the school, which, you know, I just wasn't sure because it is my son's second year. So a lot of this information is still new to me and I just want to make sure. But thank you for answering that.
We also, if they tell us they completed, we also check through it. We don't just tell them put their books away. So we definitely check.
Thank you.
No problem.
That was everything.
Great. Thank you. Okay, next person I have is Lizette.
Hi, good morning. We are a new family to the school.
Welcome.
And thank you. And I have a couple questions. One of the criteria that my daughter liked about the school was the clubs, you know, those chess and basketball. I just wanted to ask you if that is going to happen for this year as well.
Yes, we have plans to continue clubs, though we wait for the year to get started before we start implementing what that looks like.
And what month is that usually being implemented at?
It really depends. I think last year we were able to get it started in October, so that's probably our hope to get rolling again.
Okay, good. And I have another question regarding recess. What would be your criteria for kids to be outside, out in playing? And if there is any chance you guys put the kids to watch movies, because that is the issue that I have in another DOD place. Yes.
Understood. So we do have to follow a protocol of 35 degrees. So anything below 35 degrees, we're required to keep students inside, and that's with wind chill as well. So sometimes it could be a little bit of a warmer temp, like 38, but if that wind chill is below 35, we do have to keep students inside. Also, if it's raining or the floors are wet for safety purposes, we really have to make sure that they're inside because we need to avoid injury boundaries. But as a school, if we can get them outside, they're going outside. So we are let's say it's raining in the morning, we are watching those blacktops to make sure they're as dry so we can get them out. We really want them to get that fresh air. That is really important for children's health and to just, get a breather of being in the school all day. And in terms of movies, we really, really try to keep this a very low tech school. So there is a period in the day where they have to do some online reading, but that's no more than 10 minutes. And we have a policy of very infrequent movie time. There may be a time in the winter where, let's say they're stuck inside, there may be a teacher that requests a break to add in a piece of a movie just to break up the recess period. But we instruct all staff to start a recess period with some body movements and getting them up, getting them moving, even within the classroom. But sometimes, it's very rare, and they have to get prior approval from the administration team because we are a low tech school. We try to limit the time on screens as much as possible because research shows that the younger you are, the less time you should be spending on screens.
Yeah, correct. Totally agree. And I have one more question. Do you have any no touching, no hug policy?
Say that one more time.
Not touching, like, the kids are not allowed to hug their friends and or touch or hold hands and stuff like that.
We don't really hold hands for line purposes unless there is a safety concern for the younger grades, and we need to make sure that they are holding hands to get to a certain location. But we don't have a hard, we promote student voice. So if a child does not want to be touched or does not want to be hugged or anything like that, we very much comply to those things. But we wouldn't, there are some children who just naturally go and hug somebody else. And we just try to do that as a student to student, on needed, who wants what. But we're not an overly embracing kind of community, but we don't have a hard no policy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Very good questions. Okay, I actually do have to go, but some of the leadership team is going to stay on because I do see there are more people with questions. I'm going to turn this over to Miss Alicia Latman to continue going through the questions. I will see everybody very, very soon. I can't wait to see you all. Thank you for taking the time today. Miss Latman, they're yours.
Okay, hi again, everyone. Okay, so up on my screen first, I have Mia and Emily Restrepo with the next question.
Yes, I get a question because it's I got a little confused.
Sure.
The after school program. So now we get it paid because it used to be free.
Yes, there was a change there. Rory, do you want to talk to that?
I can talk a little bit about it. Yeah. So the reason that the program was free in the past through the Boys and Girls Club was they received a grant. In the past, prior to the Boys and Girls Club receiving a grant, there was also paid programming for it. So that's all dependent upon grants. It's something that Woodside on the Move is exploring to see if they can get one. But as of right now, there's no grant, which means that there has to be a paid portion in order to make it run. I will say that the $200 is actually pretty low comparatively to some of the other programs that we were looking at. And in the future, if there is a grant that comes along, or if we do get a grant, or if the Woodside on the Move does get a grant, then we would obviously move that to a free program. But that's why this year it's paid, and it hasn't been in the past for the past few years.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, Mr. Noel, you are actually up on my screen next.
Yes, I have a question on behalf of one of the parents that I have in the translation line. She has 4 kids in elementary. She's wondering if there is any discount or accommodation for family who has more than 1 child in the after school.
For after school? Okay.
Yes.
Rory or Carmen, if you're still on.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
I would have to get back to you. Noel, if you could just get the parents' information and forward it to me, I'll definitely get back to you on that.
Okay, great, thank you. Noel, do you have any other questions from the translation line?
No, we're good.
Okay, all right, so next up, I see Kenny.
Good morning. I have a questions about the uniform. I want to know if the girl can use the leggings.
Yes, leggings are fine. Typically, a lot of the girls will wear leggings under like this a skirt or jumper or tights. Some of the girls come in with leggings and like a longer polo, but yes, leggings as long as they
Legging
fall
pants is
under the
fine?
right. Sorry?
Legging pants is fine, right?
Yeah,
Yep. All right. Cool. Thank you very much.
no problem. Next up is Doralba David.
Hi, good morning. This question was more for the after school. I know they just mentioned something about the free program. You guys not having one available this year to us. So my question was, last year they were extremely strict with the kids. That once one or two misbehaved, the entire class couldn't go out for recess. They couldn't really do much. I was wondering if it's a new program, are the rules going to be a little bit different, where like not every kid is punished, but like a couple of them's behavior?
Okay, great question,
Yeah,
Carmen.
Yeah, I don't believe in punishing the whole group for one child. So definitely the rules will be different. Every child is held responsible for their own actions. And there's also a follow-up with the parent if we do have a difficult time with the child. So yeah, the rules definitely are different.
Okay,
Okay,
great,
thank
thank
you.
you. And then the last hand I see up is coming from the name titled Sashriti's iPad.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
My kids take a bus from 32nd Avenue and 86th Street. I see those buses were crowded. Is there additional bus service going to be provided?
I assume that would have to be dependent on like the ridership. Rory, do you have any insight on that?
So yeah, the routes will be determined with the ridership, which is again what we're waiting on. The buses have a specific number of seats that they're allowed to have, and so we don't put more kids on than the bus can allow for. In terms of like a secondary bus company, the ridership is controlled by the DOE. We don't actually have any control over that. So they provide us with the buses and the bus routes, and then we can tweak them a little bit and not a whole ton. So I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, if there's a separate like bus company that the school would pay for. If that's the case, the school's not going to pay for another bus company. If there's another route, or if the route is too crowded that they can't get all the kids on that bus, and they would change the route for that. But we wouldn't know any of that until the ridership comes out.
Yeah, I was just pretty much asking about like it's crowded, like they have hard time to get the seats. That's the reason.
Literally, there's a seat number amount of bus. If a bus can take, we'll just say 30 kids, we don't assign any more than 30 kids to that bus. And that's a predetermined number that the bus has. So we're not over enrolling buses where there's only 30 seats, but we're having 35 kids. So that'll never be a scenario here.
Okay, sure. The reason is like my younger one is also joining the AoC. So I'm just head counting. Roughly, it's gonna be more than 30 seats, definitely, from that location.
And yes, that's exactly why we really want the ridership. We are waiting on that, is because that's going to account for this. That's exactly, you're feeling the same pain we are right now. Once we know what the ridership is and what the routes are, we're going to push that information out immediately to families, and they'll account for that. But they won't over enroll kids on the bus.
Thank you.
Okay, next one up, I think this may be our last one unless someone else has another question. Pema Lama.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
A quick question, like for the after school, how much do we need to pay? I heard something like 200.
$200 is the monthly fee, correct, Carmen?
Correct. That
Oh,
also
okay.
includes half a days.
Sorry?
That also would include any half a days. We will also be in operation during those times.
Oh, so you mean like every month we need to pay 200, or is like on the like last time, or what? Like last time it was like we paid only for the half day, and it was said that per half day it was like $25. So like there was two section breakdown, like first like from September to some month, something month, and then like there was half day breakdown, and it was like almost for it. They said like for the half day it is $25. So each half day, if I want to keep my daughter in the school, it's like I need to pay 25. So now this time it says like per month $200. So it means like from whole semester, like from September to next September, do we need to pay each month 200, or like it's a one time at like for 1 year is 200?
So for every month, it's 200, no matter how many days the school is operating, and no matter how many half a days, it's only going to be 200 a month. So every month you have to pay 200.
Oh, so it means like from September to next July, we have to pay each month 200. So I think even it's too much expensive, because some students are getting after school freely, but here we need to pay $200. So like, I know like for some parents, it might be good for them, but for me, like since like I'm not working, like it's very difficult for me to manage. Like last time also the summer class also, like we need to pay for the summer class, something $1,000. So I'm like little bit confused, because like the difference between the charter school and the public school, like I'm a new people over here. I don't know much thing about the difference between the charter school and public school. I enrolled my daughter in the charter school because my relatives are saying that charter school better than the public school. But I don't feel that way, because like in the charter school, everything we are paying for them, and in the public school, everything is getting free. So like after school, per month 200, and then like let's say I don't like my daughter
Hey, Sarang, if you here's what I'll say. We talked a little bit about how the fee was free last year because of a grant, and it's something we're working on. But if you have more concerns about this and you want to reach out to me directly, or you want to reach out to the main office directly, I can talk to you a little bit more about your specific concerns, sort of offline, and we'd be happy to help you in any way we can. But the reason that the program costs money this year is because there's no grant that is funding it, and $200 a month is in order to make the program run. Okay. If you have, if you want to talk about specifics of your case, I'd be happy to talk about that with you. Just give the school a call. Okay.
Okay, so it's still like if I get my student like daughter for 3 days in a week, it's the $200 for month. Yes.
Correct. It's a monthly
My
fee.
daughter for 5 days or 3 days is still 200 per month.
Correct. The fee's based on a month, regardless of how many days.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Sarang? Oh, hand just went down.
Hi.
Oh, okay, hi.
It's a question regarding after school.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry. I know the starting day, the registration is 29th August. I won't be here for 1 week. So is it okay when the first day or second day of school I can register? Because I didn't
Yes, you
hear
can.
okay. So there is a time for registration, right?
Yeah, we're just trying to do early registration to know how many staffing we would need to start. And then after school starts, then we can kind of keep adding kids from there.
So you guys gonna send us the like form, registration form, something like
Yeah,
that?
so it'll be a mass email sent by the school with all the documents you would need to complete and the supporting documents that you would need to show them.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I don't see any other hands. I'm giving one more look. Kind of last call for questions before we say our goodbyes. Oh, I saw one.
Sorry, one more. When do we get the class teacher's name? Like usually you guys send before the school starts, right?
That'll be coming next week. That'll be
Okay,
coming to
thank-
everyone next week.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Sering, I
Hello.
see your hand up again. Do you have another question, or is that?
Yes, hi.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hold on one second. Sorry, there's someone else with a hand up. Sering, was that another question? Oh, okay,
I'm
go
done
ahead, go
with
ahead.
my questions. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank
Okay.
you. Okay, go ahead, all yours. iPhone 3.
It's me? Hello.
Yes,
Yes, hi.
hi.
Yes. I'm listening to like it's gonna be I'm sorry the same question about the after school. The after school before the last year it was like you have to leave your kid until like 5:30, otherwise you cannot pick it up earlier. And in my case, like I can pick up like at 5. My wife can pick me up at 5. It's gonna be any problem like I pick him up early this year?
Oh, 5 o'clock is fine. Early dismissal will be from 4:30 to 5. If you're running a few minutes late, don't worry about it. Just let us know ahead of time so we can have your child ready.
4:30 to 5. Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. And okay, and that's it. And that you say you're gonna send by email that the request for the after school right to fill it out, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You have all the information
You're
there.
welcome.
I'll be waiting on that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is a phone number listed, 87297096178.
Yes. Thank you.
Last call. Okay, well, then I think that really does bring us to the end of our orientation presentation. I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to be here with us, get a refresher on our policies and hear some new changes. And if you do realize that you have additional questions, please do email esoperations@academyofthecity.org and someone will be able to answer your question that may be like particular to you and your family. But again, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning. And we're so excited to see everyone, hopefully on the 6th for our student and family welcome, but definitely on the 7th for our first day of school. Okay, thanks everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.